I mean, does it look like the Hawkins High Yearbook Committee threw up on my eye? Yes. Am I mad? No. Hey guys and gals, I'm Chris, aka ChristopherJMUA, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be reviewing the MAC X Stranger Things collection, and I'm so excited to get into this. So if you'd like to see what's in the collection and what look I create, stay exactly where you are, keep doing exactly what you're doing, and keep on watching. Just a look at this packaging. This is amazing. I love the way this looks. It definitely represents Stranger Things. I mean, it's like photos from the series, it looks like. Same thing for the blushes and the lip glosses that I picked up. I did get everything from Ulta. They had a little display right in the front. It was really easy to get to. And at first, I really could not decide which collection I wanted because the whole thing's essentially split into two. You've got The Void, like the upside down, and then you've got Hawkins High. And that was a pretty tough choice. I think I'd pick The Void hands down if I was picking one of them, but instead I just picked both. Now there was only one palette option and one blush option for each side. However, there were 3 lip glass options for both collections. I only picked up one from each because I really didn't need all 3 of them. From the Void collection, I got Marvelous Max, and from Hawkins High, I got Excellent Erica. For the Hawkins blush, we've got the shade Friends Don't Lie, and for the Void, we've got He Likes It Cold. And for the palettes, we've got the Hawkins Class of 1986 eye palette, and the Void is the Void eye palette. Also, the palettes were $45 each, the blush was $28, and the lip glosses were $21. Like I said, packaging is so cool. I think this is amazing. It's definitely true to the marketing of the actual series, and I feel like there was a lot of attention to detail. I mean, this one looks like a yearbook. That's adorable. And this one just looks like a Void. But when it comes to the color stories within the palette, I feel like they're both a little bland. Now, obviously, I don't know how it's gonna work on the eye just yet, but just initial first glance, both color stories just seem like they don't have a lot of punch to them. Then again, none of the students have a bunch of popping bright colors on. It's usually some of the more pastel, lighter, softer tones. And the Void is really dark, so maybe it will be more gratifying in the end and on the eye. Let's find out together. And before we jump into a look, I'm going to zoom you guys in just a little bit and we're gonna swatch both palettes. Starting with the Hawkins High palette, the first shade is the shade Dingus. Palace Arcade, Melvald's General Store, Starcourt Mall, Benny's Burger, Hawkins High, Surfer Boy Pizza, USS Butterscotch. Now for the Void palette, the Mothergate. The Void. Demo Bat. Code Red. Demogorgon. Creel House, Spores, Mind Flayer. And there's all the shades from the Hawkins High palette and the Void palette. As always, I won't leave you guys hanging. I'll insert some photos of the swatches, one with flash here, and one without flash here. And for all you real ones out there, here's a close-up of all of the swatches. My Hawkins eye primed, so obviously we're gonna start on the Hawkins palette on this side, and I have no clue what I'm gonna do, so I'm just gonna start going in with some shade. I'm gonna use the Hawkins High shade, naturally. Gotta use the green, and I'm just gonna start filling this in the outer crease. Guys, when I was swatching these palettes, I don't know that I've ever used a MAC palette, now that I think about it, and if I have, it's been a really, really long time, but all of these shades swatched so softly. I mean, they felt like loose powder. They were so soft. And that really surprised me. The shimmer shades were a little bit gritty, but once I started spreading them out, they got really, really soft as well. And they almost felt kind of wet. So if you have any experience with MAC shadows, let me know your opinions because I'm kind of in the middle right now. I just don't know really. But who here likes Stranger Things? Me! Raise your hand, raise your hand. Oh, you in the back, I see you. Who's your favorite character? Is it Elle? Cause Elle's like a lot of people's favorite character. I love me some Stranger Things and I cannot believe they left this season where they did. I need more, I want more. I need to see what Elle is gonna do next. So far so good with the green at least. It's going on pretty pigmented. It's not taking a whole lot to build it up. And the green itself is a really nice green. It's like your basic forest green. Very true to Hawkins High. Now let's see how these MAC shadows do if you try to blend a shade out on the edges. I want the green to look just a little bit softer around the edge so it doesn't have that really sharp wing shape. Obviously, I still want the wing shape itself, but I don't want it to be as intense, as precise. Okay, MAC, I see you. I see you with your green. Okay, I think, yeah, I'm gonna stop here with the green because before I know it, I'm gonna end up with green everywhere, even more so than what it is right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to Benny's Burger here. It's kind of like a orangey terracotta-y sort of color, I guess. Orangey brown, maybe. And that one's gonna get placed right beside the green. I don't know how much I love that color. It's a very odd tone. It's not quite yellow, not quite brown, not quite orange, not quite red. Just a little bit of all of those things. Whoa, but it is blending with that green like a dream. Wow. Yeah, that's a really pretty blend. Ignore like that far down, but between those two at the top, that's a really pretty blend. Then for the last matte shade in the palette, Starcourt Mall. And I think she'll look pretty right in this inner corner. Yeah, that's a cute little hint of pink. I forgot, let me zoom you guys in so you can actually see things. You're welcome. Let's diffuse that pink a little bit so it's a little more blown out in the front. Yeah. That's looking good, but I wish I had a little bit darker of a shade so I could deepen this portion up a little bit. I feel like it's just not quite deep enough. I guess I'm gonna try to take a little bit of the Benny's Burger shade again, the brown shade or whatever color that is, and just mix it in with the green in the deepest part of the crease and see if I can't deepen it. I don't know if that's gonna work. It might just turn it brown. No, that is working a little bit. Okay, good. And it kind of helps it tie in with that brown just a little bit better. I know I said that was better, but I'm starting to notice that the brown and the green aren't really blending together and making any kind of new color. They're just going on top of each other, so it looks like it's green with brown on top of it in the crease. It does still look a little bit deeper, and maybe that's just because of the brown cast, but when I look really close, I can just see that it's like a brown line of that color. But maybe once I get everything cleaned up at my crease cut, it won't matter anyway. Since we've used all of the matte shades in that palette already, I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera and cut my crease, and we'll be back to finish off with some shimmers. Okay, let's start with Melvald's General Store, the bright blue, not the pink, the bright blue. Got my brush dirty. Hello, cotton candy. Oh, that's adorable. It's not nearly as vibrant as I thought it was gonna be though. I mean, it's not super bright in the palette anyway, but that is definitely more intense than that. So let's continue to build and see if it will turn into that. Well, I had to make a mess for a minute just to get it built up, but the mess was worth it because the color is gorgeous. And I think we should finish off the lid with Palace Arcade, the purple. 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 There. For now, I'm not gonna do any blending between the blue and the purple. I'm just gonna get the purple laid everywhere because I really don't know if they're even going to blend. It's actually pretty hard to pick up on the brush because it's like a very flat brush, but I am making it work by just pressing into the shadow and kind of pushing the bristles up first, scraping some of the pigment off, and then running the flat part through. It works so much better and picks up so much more pigment. Now I think I've got it laid down everywhere that had base on it, or at least it appears that way. So now I'm gonna take just a little bit more, like the tiniest bit on the brush, and just try to pat over the blue and purple section and blend them together. Is that working? Do we see that even blending at all? I mean, I guess, kind of. It's starting to, maybe. That's the kind of blend I'm talking about. Wow, I love that. It's like when the sun's setting and you see the purple start coming into the blue above the horizon line. Ugh, love it. However, I definitely need to take the blue brush again and just go back in and add a little bit more on top of where the purple started to blend, just to give it a little bit more punch and power and to help the blend a little bit more as well. With the blue and purple blended together now, I feel like I've got to break up this edge a little bit because the purple going right into the green doesn't work for me. It's not okay. So I'm gonna take some of the green and brown yet again, just bounce between the two, a little bit of each. And on the outermost corner where the purple is, I'm just gonna start packing some right on top of that and trying to sort of diffuse that purple edge just a little bit. Yeah, just like that. I'm gonna stop right there. It's not nearly as blended as I want it to be, but it is blended. I just can tell already. If I keep doing that, it's gonna get really muddy. Now for the brow bone highlight, I'm really torn between Dingus and Surfer Boy Pizza. I think they both would be really pretty. The yellow would give a whole like bright carnival-y kind of vibe. The white would be just epic. Really? I feel like the white would just go with anything. Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll with white because then I can use that for an inner corner too and it would still be cute. How about the yellow? No, the yellow would not be a good inner corner. Ah, but it would be good on brow bone. You know what? We're using yellow on the brow bone, white in the inner corner when I get to that point. Oh, I'm so torn. I really don't know if I want to use this yellow because I've been doing so many yellow looks lately. But if I use the yellow and the white, then I've used all shades but one from the palette. Yeah, we're using the yellow just to say that I used as many shades as I possibly could. Ooh, that picks up really, really nicely. Okay, moment of truth. Please don't be horrible. At least be cute. It's vivid, that's for sure. It's definitely got yellow pigment. Okay, it's not bad. I like it actually. I think I would have liked the white more, but I still like it. I mean, does it look like the Hawkins High Yearbook Committee threw up on my eye? Yes. Am I mad? No, not at all. This green is having a little bit of trouble staying vibrant. It's like the more time that passes, the less green it's becoming. So I keep adding pigment on top of it to try and build it up, and it looks good for a bit, but then it looks like it diminishes again. And it's the only one that's doing that. All the other ones stay really strong, but we're gonna build it up this last time and see if it won't stay that way. Oh, that's so fun. If any of you guys follow this look, good luck. I don't even know if I could recreate this again. We're gonna skip out on the inner corner highlight and the under eye until I get all my face makeup done. So let me go off camera and get this eye primed and we'll move on to the void. Now let's take a trip to the void. I'm so excited to jump into this one. Oops, let me zoom you in again. Boop. This palette just looks so fun, but the mattes are very limited. I mean, we've got that one, and that one. And those are the only mattes. Oh, God. And those are the only mattes. So our crease color should be relatively self-explanatory. And me being me, wanting the most drama, I'm gonna start with code red. And it's the red not red shade because this does not, I mean, yeah, it's a red, but it's like, it's not that red. You know, that's like a vibrant, real red. Like this. This is a primary red. And this is like a dark crimson, I'd call it. Even though it's not a primary red, it sure does look really, really pigmented. Oh yeah, okay. It is very pigmented. Now, obviously, I'm doing two different eye looks, obviously, but I at least want to try and keep sort of the same format to the look. That way I can have just a little bit of solidarity between both sides. This is such a weird red. I don't know that I have a red in my collection like this. It's very unique. It sort of gives me like sienna or burnt umber vibes. Obviously, I'm rolling off of Crayola shade names, so don't know how good of a reference that is for most of you guys, but if you know Crayola shade names, you'll understand. Okay, well, just like the green, that built up super, super fast. So for blending purposes, I'm actually cleaning off the brush first, and then I'll blend out those edges. With this shade being as pigmented as it is, there is no way I would be able to go in with the same brush with the same amount of pigment on it and it not end up being this color everywhere else. Just like with the green, this blends so beautifully. Why have we not jumped on the MAC eyeshadow bandwagon over here in this corner of YouTube? Were you guys sleeping on it just as much as I was? Or did you just forget to tell me that they were good? Or do you think they're bad? I need a Demigorgon on my eye now. So let's take some Demigorgon and put it on my eye. This one, wow, my aim is terrible backwards, apparently. Ooh, that's a sexy cool tone shade. It's like a really soft rose, sort of. This shade with the black and a little bit of the Mind Flayer shade, that would be a gorgeous look just by itself. I feel like this look is gonna be a whole lot sexier. You know, the Hawkins High side is very playful, very bright and colorful. This one's definitely giving me more vampy, dark, deep, sexy, smoky, you know, all of those vibes. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Let's see if we can't get that red blended in a little bit. You know, that shade's actually kind of looking a little more purple now that it's on the eye and built up a little bit more versus just a rose. And I think that makes me like it even more. Wow. That's really pretty. Now that I'm starting to actually think things through a little bit more, with there only being the 3 mattes in here and black being the next matte, I have a feeling black is gonna take over quite a bit. So I am gonna go ahead and apply a little bit more of this red tone and bring it up just a little bit higher and make this sort of smoky edge to it, closer to the brow bone. That way the black can take over more space and you'll still be able to see the red. There we go, just a little bit higher. Oh, it's just what I wanted. What do you say we go crazy now? We're gonna take the void and start deepening up this crease. I don't know for sure if I'm gonna take it all the way to the inner corner yet, or if I'm gonna keep it just on the outside. We'll see as it goes. I don't know yet. Now that is a black, like a black. I should have started small and built it up, but I didn't because I don't do anything in moderation. Okay, what do we think? Do we think the black should go all the way? You know what? I think so. I think it'll be a nice touch. Oh yeah, that is much better like that. Bring me all the drama. Now on to blending. I'm not using this brush that I used to apply the black to blend it. Instead, I'm gonna use this teeny tiny fluffy brush with a little bit of Code Red applied to it. That way I've got just a little bit more control, but it can still be a nice fluffy brush to get a nice soft blend with. Hopefully. Wow, that is literally blending itself. I mean, I'm just putting pigment on top of it little by little, and it's sort of diffusing that edge without me even having to work for it. Holy shit, that is beautiful. I cannot believe that that worked so fast and so well. Mattes are done. Cut crease, round 2. I think Dimabat is gonna be a great shade to start with on the inner corner. This really pretty green. Yet another gorgeous shimmer. It's a really different kind of green. Just like the red is kind of different. I just love that the palettes have some uniqueness to them. They're not just the same cookie cutter kind of shades you get in most other palettes. And of course, take the green again and make sure everything blends beautifully, which is so easy to do with this palette. Oh my gosh. Oh, just look at that. And I think for the very last shade, we're gonna use the Mothergate. Ugh, that doesn't look very good. That's better. It's not quite perfect yet, but it's better. I wanted to pick that shade because it has a lot of blue reflect in it. I don't know if you can actually see it on camera. Maybe. It reflects a lot of blue and a little bit of green, so I thought it'd be kind of perfect to pair with those two. Maybe after I blend it a little bit more, it'll look a little bit better. But right now, I don't like it that much. There we go. Now we're making some progress. Okay, that looks a lot better now, but I need to fix this really weird edge. So naturally, we're just gonna use a little bit of black to fix that. Scratch that, we're gonna use a lot of black to fix that. Black has saved the day yet again. Let's finish off the void now using Spores right there. And of course, this is gonna be the brow bone highlight. I wouldn't have it any other way. That shade is everything. This is the perfect highlight that can pair with any other tone. Like, it doesn't matter what it goes with. Oh, this went so much better than I expected. I really didn't know what to do or if it was gonna work out because the color stories are so very different. But I think this is really fun. It's really interesting. It almost looks like they're inversed looks. Now that we're done with the top part of the eyes using the eyeshadow palettes, I'm gonna go ahead and pop off camera once more, clean up the mess on this side since this one's already cleaned, go ahead and do all of my face makeup, get everything done except for the blushes and the lip glasses, and then we'll apply those together. So I'll be right back, guys. Ta-da! Everything is now done except for the blush and the gloss. So let's start with the Hawkins High side. Again, this was the shade Friends Don't Lie. This is a really cute pink. It's like the babiest of the baby pinks. I just hope it's not way too crazy intense, but it might not even matter if it is. Who knows? Aw, it is really cute. About as cute as using this teeny tiny mirror to apply it. I probably should have waited on the hot pink highlighter because I'm noticing that the blush is really liking sticking to that highlighter, but at least it's pink, so it matches. Yeah, this is a very youthful pink. Probably a little too youthful for my skin, but it's still cute. It's just really, really light, but it for sure fits the theme of Hawkins High. Let's see if I can get a little bit on the bridge of my nose, but only on one side. I'm very thankful that this is a buildable blush and it's not super crazy pigmented the moment you try and put it on. I feel like this is a very good place choice to leave the baby pink blush. And now for the Void blush, he likes it cold. This is probably gonna be very intense. I'm gonna start very small, very teeny tiny. It actually looks like it's the exact same shade as what's in the eyeshadow palette. Again, I made a mistake putting the highlighter on first because that blush stuck right to the highlighter. I really like that blush. This one is for sure much more pigmented than the pink one, but it's still not too pigmented. It didn't turn into this the moment I touched my face with it, except for on that highlighter spot. But really all it did was just emphasize the red even more, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm happy with it. I bet the bridge of the nose part is gonna be kind of ridiculous though. It still looks cute. Oh my gosh. How is everything actually working? Okay, that's it for blushes. Now on to the lip glass. I feel like this is gonna be the most interesting part of the look. And I wanted to keep the lipstick really simple, really neutral, so that these glosses might be able to show up on top of them. And I used the Gerard Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Sugar and Spice and the Live Glam liquid lipstick in the shade Bottle Service. And I feel like it's a pretty nice color. I just hope this yellow shows up on top of it. But first we're gonna try the pink. Excellent Erica is the pink. Oh my gosh, that's like very pigmented. I thought it was gonna be a wash of color, hence why I put something on my lips. Wow, oh my gosh, that is not a wash of color. And how the heck am I supposed to do this without destroying the lipstick? Wow. That's interesting. Oh, so glad it's super pigmented. That completely changes this look. It's a whole new vibe now. I love it. I love it so much. But I've got to see if this yellow is gonna be as intense. Oh, I hope it is, because that pink is like flaming pink. These smell really, really good. Come on, yellow, don't fail me. Not as intense, but let's see if we can build it. Although my lips look absolutely ridiculous split like this, I think this is so neat. The yellow definitely did build up and it shows through. And when I bought these from Ulta, they also had a black on the Void side, but they were sold out. I'm gonna be ordering that black because this is magical. And if I could get that magic in black, I'll take it. Now that we've got the lip glass applied, that is everything from the MAC X Stranger Things collection. So what do you guys think of the look? Let me know your favorite down in the comments. Do you like Hawkins High or the Void? And when it comes to the actual quality of all of the products, I really enjoyed them. Personally, I've heard some pretty mixed reviews on MAC eyeshadows, and I'm really glad I was able to give them a shot because I don't regret it. They were definitely a different formula, a formula that I'm not exactly used to. They're softer. Doesn't feel like it has a lot of emollient in it. And I mean, that's a choice, you know? I don't know if that makes it better or worse or just different. I just know that I didn't have any problems out of it. The only kind of weird things I noticed were the fact that the green and the red didn't want to stay vibrant until I added that last layer. Once I added that last layer, once I finished the blending and added the layer back, they both stayed as vibrant as they were. So that being said, I just would recommend maybe building it a little more after you blend, and sometimes you don't have to do that with other shadows. I do think $45 for 8 shades is a little pricey. No, it's a lot of pricey. So I would personally maybe recommend just picking up one of the palettes, like pick a favorite and go with that one rather than buying both of them, unless you just love the color story of both of them, in which case go for it. It's your money, not mine. Spend it the way you want. The blushes were fun too. Again, I don't think I've used MAC powder blushes before. And again, they were also a little powdery, but like I said, not a bad powdery. It just feels soft. And I wish I would have thought about this before, but I bet mixing these two shades would be gorgeous. I don't know what it would look like, but I bet it would be gorgeous. And finally, the lip glasses. Oh, I think these are my favorite things from this whole collection because you can't even tell that I had another color on my lips before this. They are so vibrant. And I would imagine that if I put like a black lipstick on or a white lipstick on, oh my gosh, a white lipstick, these would be super dramatic. And they could even be taken a step further. If you have glitter or even one of the shimmer shades from the palette, you could add a glitter dimension to it and make it completely different. Anyway guys, that's enough from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, hanging out with me playing with the Stranger Things collection. If you did and you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button right down there. If you like, You don't have to if you're mean or whatever, but you can if you want. Also, if you like this look and you want to see more looks like them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. My username is the same for everything. It's just ChristopherJMUA. And if you gain nothing out of this video, if you gain nothing out of any of my videos, then please at least gain this. And that is to always remember and never forget that you are absolutely beautiful. And I love you guys. Bye.